Hi, this is my gameplay prototyping mechanic, which involves the player throwing a ball of light to help gain context within the level they are in. There will be only one light source within the game, which is this ball of light that the player will need to pick up before they can throw again. Another way for the player to pick up the ball is by entering a respawn area, which is highlighted by the green material. The first puzzle that the mechanic was tested in was a pressure plate, where the player will need to use the ball of light to find out where the crate is, as well as get an idea where the pressure plate itself is as well, with a boundary being placed for the crate so that it doesn't get pushed against the wall or into a corner, so it can't be pushed back into the center of the room. Once the player is able to find the pressure plate, using the ball of light, they will be able to push the crate towards said pressure plate, which will then open the door and allow them to progress to the next area, which involves platforming. In this area, the player will need to push the crate into position so they're able to climb up to the ledge, which is highlighted using an emissive material, as well as with an arrow below it to help convey that they need to climb up to this area. To help with balancing the gameplay, the size of the crates were changed in multiple instances to allow for the player to jump on them comfortably without them falling off too often. Another way for balancing to be completed was changing the intensity and the range of the light source, allowing for enough of the information within the room to be conveyed without the whole room being lit. During testing of the game, it was found that due to the fact the player will need to see where they're jumping, they normally left the ball of light down below, which resulted in me creating the respawn mechanic to allow them to be able to pick up the ball once they reach the ledge. The development process included me building the mechanic as well as the crates first and foremost within a controlled environment, allowing me to be able to get them to work the way they're intended. From this, I was then able to build levels with the limitations of the mechanic in mind after it had been tested within the controlled environment, as well as with the limitations of the crates themselves as well. From there, I was able to implement these levels and test the mechanic within the context. From there, I was able to also iterate on the design, and then I was able to once again test and try again. One of the strengths with this development process is I was able to develop levels, as said, with the limitations of the mechanic in mind, as well as the levels being able to be designed to be a simplistic way to convey the idea behind the mechanic, as well as allowing for quick iterations. Part of the weaknesses though were it was hard to test the mechanic thoroughly until later in the process, as it would need to be tested within context of levels. Another weakness was my limited knowledge in Unity and coding, creating a learning curve for myself to explore. Part of the recommendations I'd have for this mechanic was being able to control the force behind the throw of the ball, as well as being able to pull the crates as well as push, allowing for a lot more control-friendly aspect for the player. Another recommendation would be implementing the ball as an active component within the puzzles instead of being a passive light source that the player is using. Overall, I'm quite happy with the mechanic that ended up being created, as it was able to explore the brief that I set out to do with a very clean and efficient way of communicating this concept across.